Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by the Alpha Mine YouTube channel. Today I want to take a look at what is a better bang for your buck. If you're a GPU miner, you know that mining profitability has kind of been in the pits for a while. I don't really advocate for mining and selling every day anyway. However, the mine and hodl forever strategy doesn't necessarily make sense. At some point, you're almost better off, buying the coin than you are mining it. And so what I'd like to look at today is what is the best bang for your buck. So we're going to do a little math and dive into some of the details and see how we can use solar to augment some of our costs. And what's more profitable? Are you better off putting money into building out solar, and is that more profitable than mining with GPUs? So let's get into it and see where is a better place to put our money. Alright guys, so here we are just inside my utility company's dashboard, looking at my daily electric usage. And so this blue bar here is the average temperature. I'm in the northeast of the United States, so it's been summer here, and we've had a couple heat waves, I think, that came across during this last billing cycle. So my AC has definitely been pumping. As a miner, that'll flip in the winter time. Right now that AC is a cost, but the heat from my rigs, I'll be able to route that into my house in the winter time and not have to run my furnace all year, which is cool. But right now I'm just paying for that AC to keep everything cool. And so on average I use about 543 kilowatt hours per day. And my rate here at the house is 10 cents a kilowatt hour. So that 543 a day on average times that 10 cents means I'm spending about 54 bucks a day on electric. And over a 30-day billing cycle, let's call it, that means I'm putting out about $1,629 in electric. And so with the 10 cent a kilowatt hour rate, efficiency has always been king. When I started mining in like 2020, my rate was 6 cents. A couple months ago, actually, right around the halving, I lost that 6 cents rate here at the house, and so now I'm at 10, and I want to do whatever is the most efficient way to kind of triage my way into the coins that I want to hold for the long term, like Bitcoin or Kaspa, because at a certain point, if you're mining deep at a loss, it really does just make more sense to just buy and hodl that coin directly, as opposed to mining at a loss like that. And so that's part of the reason I've been exploring solar, and I'm looking to do this build out and also just see what's more profitable, what's a better ROI, just building solar or buying GPUs or mining or what have you. And so let's take a look at that a little more right now. All right, so do not let this spreadsheet overwhelm you. Admittedly, this is not the most organized spreadsheet I've ever created, so apologies there. But this is very simple to follow. We're going to be starting with this region over here. And so I've acquired 25 400 watt Solaria Power XT solar panels. I got lucky. I have a friend who does real estate. He was flipping houses, and the person buying one of the houses, he was in the middle, they didn't want anything to do with the solar panels on the roof. And so he knew I was into them. I bought them and actually sold off all the micro inverters they came with because I didn't want them, and ended up just breaking even. And so right now, at basically zero cost in, I have 25 400 watt solar panels. And so really what I'm looking to do here is see what is the most profitable and efficient use of my solar and mining resources to just kind of triage and stack my way and trade my way into what I want to hold for the long term. So whether that be Bitcoin or Kaspa or other coins you guys are into, hopefully you can take a page out of my playbook here and get yourself in a little bit of a better position. So in this column is just the total amount of watts I can generate with the array size. So So I have the 400-watt solar panels. If I set up 4 of them, which I can do on the side near my shed, I'll be able to do 1600 watts during full sun, right? If I'm able to set up the 8, that's 3200 watts in an hour of full sun, right? That would be 3200 watt hours. With 12 panels, which I believe I'm going to be able to fit, I've measured, I should be able to fit 4 and 4 on each side of my shed roof with a tiny bit of overhang, and then I'm hoping to get another 4 as like a ground array right next to that, which means I'll have the capacity for 4,800 watts in that array size. And with the average in my area throughout the year of about 6 hours of sunlight, right now it's August, so I'll probably be closer to like 8 hours of sunlight, but you know, rainy days and once winter comes, so I'm kind of forecasting, pun intended, that I will be in that 5.5 to 6 hour range for full sun hours, right? And so with that 6 hours of full sun and my 12 panels with that 4,800 watt capacity, I'm going to be able to generate 28,800 watt hours, which is 28.8 kilowatt hours. If this is all new to you, that term kilowatt hours is how we're billed for our electric. It's the amount of kilowatts or 1,000 watts that you use and get billed for, or generate and send back to the grid with net metering. And that's what they attach that rate to, right? So my 10 cent a kilowatt hour rate means for every 1,000 watts of electric, or 1 kilowatt that I use over an hour, they're going to charge me 10 cents, right? And so what's crazy is that even with that 12 panels, right, or if we just step it up to 25 panels, the entire amount that I've bought, that would be a 10 kilowatt hour system that I would have the total capacity for. With my 543 kilowatt hours a day I use, even with the full system set up, I'll only be offsetting my electric use by 11%. So I've got a lot more solar to do in order to fully set off my cost. But from just a profitability standpoint, like if you're looking at purchasing a 4090 to mine with, right? Like let's hop over here to hashrate.no. A 4090 mining is doing 12 cents a day in profit on gram, which won't even be mineable soon. Most of us are doing other things with higher VRAM cards anyway, but GPU mining is just really not that profitable. But let's take a look at, instead of purchasing a 4090 for $1,600 or $1,500 and making 12 cents a day, if we put that money into solar, we would be basically offsetting our revenue or our OPEX by $2.92 a day, as opposed to generating that 12 cents a day, which is $87 per month or $1,000 annually, as opposed to the 12 cents that I'm getting from just like straight mining. And so what we're gonna see here in the rest of this sheet, and if you've been mining in Kaspa for a while, you may know who this guy is right here. I have some OG KS0s that I got actually like this month last year, I think. I might be wrong about that. Don't quote me on that. Either like September or August of last year, I had started buying like the IceRiver KS0s, and they were like brand new. So I have those like OG overclocks on them. They've just been sitting there mining. Right now, they're doing just about break even, right? I mean, at 10 cents a kilowatt hour, they're doing 4 cents profit. Just about 2 Kaspa per day, 31 cents a day in revenue there for those OG KS0s. Now, I have 7 of these guys, which is in 1 hour using about 20, I'm pretty sure it's 113 watts on the watt meter, if I'm remembering that correctly. So in 1 hour, they're drawing down, one of them is drawing down 112 watts, right? So over the course of a day, they use 2,700 watt hours. Now, if you remember from up here, our 12 panel array is going to be able to generate in an entire day 28,800 watt hours, or 28.8 kilowatt hours. And so what that means is that we know we need 2,712 watt hours to run one KS0 for an entire day. So if we're able to generate, hopefully I get around this amount, I don't think I'll get exactly that, but if we're able to generate 28,800 watt hours, we're going to divide that by how many watt hours we need to run a KS0 for an entire day to find out how many days we can run our KS1 KS0 with the 12 panel array, right? So divide that by the 2,712 watt hours it takes, and that means that if I'm doing this right, theoretically we should be able to run one KS0 for 10 days off of this 12 panel array. Okay, so now here's where it gets a little bit more interesting. I want to step it up to my KS1 and compare that with a 4090, right? So we can tinker with running all 7 of the KS0s, but the KS1 uses 1125 watts, or 1125 watts over 1 watt hour, which means over the course of a day times 24 hours, we're using 27 kilowatts, or 27,000 watt hours, which with that 12 panel array is about exactly how much we should generate with 6 hours of full sun. Now the KS1 costs, with my rate, $2.70 to run with that 10 cents a kilowatt hour rate, and we're making about 17.58 CAS per day right now, which, you know, we all know the hash rate is going parabolic. I'm not going to be a seller of CAS or a trade CAS into something else, or sell it at, you know, a higher and buy into it lower until it's at least 20 cents again. And so the math is reflecting that, just so you guys are aware. I should, with a 12 panel array, be able to essentially run this KS1 each day. Okay, and in fiat revenue with Kaspa at 20 cents, which is its all-time high, but I'm really not planning on selling it, just for math's sake, the amount of fiat I would generate in revenue is $3.52. The amount of weekly fiat I generate is $24. It's $105 a month generated, and it's $1,283 across the span of a year. But, you know, the hash rate is going to continue to, the network hash rate is going to continue to climb. What happens when we throw solar in the mix and are able to generate the amount of energy we need to use, obviously, is that this is just straight revenue now. And I've already ROI'd the KS1, so it's full revenue against the cost of whatever my solar equipment is going to be, right? And so I can look at this as, you know, for this month, I would do $105 profit with the revenue of $3.52 per day, or, you know, I can stack that 17 cents of Kaspa per day and like almost slightly, or just basically do it for no money and technically be ROIing my solar gear. I'm essentially using the amount I can generate in mining revenue and adding it to the amount of electricity that I would offset. If I was a normal person and I didn't mine, I would still ROI my solar equipment, because I would ROI it by not spending that money on my electric bill every month. In this situation, I'm leveraging that. I'm not only not spending my money on electric, but when I do spend money on electric, I use it to mine and to triage my way into Kaspa or Bitcoin. And so I'm going to use that saved money in electric now to make money with it to pay off the solar gear faster, basically. And so what's the most efficient way to do this? Well, the KS1 does it like this. KS0s do it like this. A 4090 is, I think, kind of where it gets a little interesting, right? A lot of folks have been testing it on Salad. I have 3 4090s, and my next video is going to be kind of the 3 different things I'm pitting them against. There's a lot of different like AI rental marketplaces. You know, doing Salad is okay. It's like up and down. The last 7 days, you know, I made $6 this day, $4 this day, so I'm like averaging I think around like $4 right now, but it's just up and down. With this other project, I don't want to click into this right now because it'll show you like a personal code or whatever. But this one is doing, I think, nearly about like $3 a day, but it's like paying you just to be on the network. So it's like a stable like $3 as opposed to, you know, the jumping around that I'm experiencing with Salad. Let's just say I'm doing about $5 in revenue a day. When I watch the watt meter on the 4090 when it's like hanging out on Salad, it's this is garbage right now, so it got a bad job. But a lot of the time I'll be doing 80 to 100 watts and I'll be clocking like somewhere between $3 and $6 a day. So it's just tough to say. So I'm gonna do a 30-day experiment where I look at IO versus Golem versus Salad over just a straight 30 days with these 4090s and just see how it goes. But for right now, in like best case scenario, let's say this 4090 is doing about $5 a day. I really see it using between, you know, like 60 and 120 watts, and so we're gonna call that 80 watts. If it were the case that Salad could be stable, it would smash a KS1, right? I would use basically 20 cents in electric. I would use a fraction of the watt hours a day, and I would make $5 a day. Over the course of a week, this is obviously not crypto, so this is just straight fiat. I would make $35 a week, which is $150 a month, right? Or $1,800 a year versus the $1,200, which we know is going to decline. I guess it depends on the Kaspa price appreciation, but the network hash rate we all know is going parabolic, and with it, the network difficulty. And so I think the final thought here and interesting calculation is to then take it to the last step and add in both the mining revenue, right, or the AI revenue on top of the solar savings, right? So a KS1 is going to do in OpEx offset plus revenue $6.44 a day with this 12 panel array. Okay, the 4090, if it were to average that $5 a day on Salad over the 30 days, I actually had turned it off here, and this was so really it's like these and these. It really is, I think, averaging around like, I don't know, $4 to $5 ish. It's just tough to say. I got to do a straight 30 days with it on there, and then I'll have a better number. But for math's sake, we're gonna call it about $5. It's with the 4090 and the solar savings, I'm gonna be able to do about $7.94 a day, which is $55 a week, $222 a month. Over the course of the year, I'm going to pull in saving from the solar plus leveraging that to make money with AI or mining. In this case, AI, $28.99. Now, since I'm at zero, I'm at break even for the panels because I sold the microinverters. What I'm looking to buy is the EG4 12K hybrid inverter, which it looks like they're going for about $3,500. So this is on Signature Solar's website, and this is on Current Connected. I have not ordered this yet. I'm like just about to pull the trigger. And so let's say, I guess there'll be taxes and shipping. Let's just call it $3,500 for now. If I were to run either of these setups with the KS1 or the 4090 and purchase this EG4 12K PV, I'm looking at about a 19-month ROI time. That's without calculating the solar rebate, which I forget exactly what that is at the end of the year, but I know that that's like decently significant. So if I run it with the 4090, I'm looking at about a 15-month ROI time. And these prices are all just based off of, you know, the current market, which isn't exactly doing fantastic. There was like literally a massive crash yesterday. Bitcoin's at, I think, like 54,000 right now. So not too bad, right? So I can ROI the entire solar equipment in a 15-month span, and then I have it forever, right? Or as long as it'll last. And so that's really the plan here, guys, is to take my mining gear that is already ROI'd, or perhaps I'll throw something new that is, you know, more efficient, and couple it with that 12 panel array. And I'm gonna hopefully expand, but I know I should be able to pull off the 12 to get started, and just use my already ROI'd mining gear to try and see how rapidly I can ROI the new solar equipment I'm going to purchase. Now, this 3500, I have a little, I'll actually just have to buy like wiring to series wire my panels. But that's the thinking here. So hopefully you guys can watch this and just kind of take a page out of this playbook and you know, augment your mining setups with solar. Personally, I'm in it for the long run, and my whole idea is to just turn sunlight into Bitcoin. So this is like the next phase of mining for me, is to really just get as much renewable energy ramped up as humanly possible and kind of use it to just triage my way into projects, really Bitcoin and Kaspa and whatever I want to hold for the long term that I truly believe in. So hopefully you guys will be able to get something out of this, and I will do videos of me setting this all up. And I am a complete beginner. I have never set up any solar at all whatsoever. So as I go, I'm going to make this very user friendly, and I will link and cite all my sources so that you guys can learn from whoever I learned from that is obviously better at this than me. So thanks for watching, and I hope you get something out of this. Take care.